This is Geek Speak, and today we're talking about goal setting. I'm going to get Greg right on here in a second. My lighting seems a little off. I seem like I might be in a cloud. But if you're into goal setting, this one's for you. So let me bring on Greg. Greg can introduce himself. I'm Pip. I'm with Seymour Digital Media. We help people with search and social. And this is Greg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Greg. I'm the owner of Original 72 Creative, which is a full-service website graphic design and digital marketing agency here in the Vancouver Lower Mainland.
Right. Hold on, Greg. Let me just bring us both on. Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like I look like I'm in a cloud. Could be the day. Hey, so Greg, Cody's here. Hey, Cody. Lovely to see you here. We're going to get right into it, aren't we, Greg? Today's topic is goal setting. So goal setting in your business and in marketing. And we're going to talk about what is goal setting planning and why to do it, how to determine what your goals are, what strategies you can use. And yes, I think that's what we're talking about, Greg.
We are.
But before we got on here, Greg had a story about a website guy that he runs a website for, and it was really funny. And so I need Greg to tell everybody the business he's working with because it's unique. So, Greg, why don't you just take us into that for a sec?
Their name is Dave Ware, and they sell T-shirts to people named Dave.
It's just so straight. So that is a niche market, people. Just to so you
They've
know,
eliminated an entire group of people by only selling to Daves.
I just think that's so funny. Like
Other people do buy their T-shirts, right? So people named Dave buy them, and people who know Daves will also buy the T-shirts but they're T-shirts for people named Dave. So
I just personally think it's hysterical because it's like "Have a nice Dave," right? Those are the shirts, right?
yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny. It looks like Ben is here too. Hey Ben, awesome you're joining us today. So we're talking about goals, and Greg and I, of course, we had a chat before we got on here a few days ago talking about goal setting. Now I'm going to ask Greg the question I ask everybody, which is, hey Greg, man, you create goals?
I have in the past, and I haven't recently. But because we've been talking about it, because of the topic today, I've been thinking about goal setting for 2019. So you've got me on board, Pip. You've
Yeah.
got me on board the goal train.
So who out there, Sasha's joined us too, who out there goal sets or goal plans? Like, do you do it? And if you do, pop a comment in saying yes you do or no you don't. Because we want to know. Because we want to know. I get all geared up about this every year. And it's because now that I've started planning, man, it works. I find that being an entrepreneur and stuff like that, man, it's hard to celebrate. There's a lot, like, there's wins along the way, but sometimes we get so carried away with our work that we don't celebrate those wins. And I think having goals and setting them up and choosing some reasonable goals is really can set you up for success and celebration and a more joyful life. So if you set goals, pop in the comments that you set goals. Send us some love, people. You're here, we're here, and I dig this topic. So what are goals, Greg? Let's get down to the business.
Uh, well, goals are items that you identify to steer you along a certain path or to achieve something, whether personal or business. Um, Without setting goals, you sort of don't have something to try to get to, and typically you won't business relating, you won't grow as quick, for instance, or if you want to get somewhere, you're not going to get there as quick as you would if you had set a goal to achieve, what it was that you wanted.
Yeah, it's so true. So, yeah, and I mean, Greg, we were talking the other day about you make plans for your business. You just haven't called them goals in the last few years, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I haven't set goals for a long time, but I mean, deep down, you know that you're trying to do something. And probably that's a good case for what I had just said of, if you actually write them down and you actually, have them written out, you will be more likely to hit those because they're a reminder daily of what you're shooting for. Whereas if you don't and you sort of do it like me, maybe I have the luxury because I've been working for so long that I don't push myself maybe as much as I could. So I could probably do better, but I'm happy with the status quo and I get enough work. So setting the goals for me is not a huge priority.
Mm. See, where I'm going to take a day. So, one of the things I do is we're going to take a day and drill into it. So, Ben is saying, and I wish I could share the comments. I'm still working on this educational thing with Ecamm. But Ben's saying, yeah, he does a little here and there. And, he's going to get some PPC certs. So, that sounds like a good goal. And Cody he talks about how he's going to set some goals for next year. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. So with goal setting, I mean, we're so busy. It's so busy. And I find, so I categorize. So I listen to a lot of goal setting stuff on YouTube. And like, I've been to Anthony Robbins and I've walked on fire, and honestly, I think, and I've watched my brother change his whole life, going to Anthony Robbins and kind of following that method. So I pull different things from different people I've learned things from, and I think the most valuable so far is to just kind of do a brainstorm or brain dump on all the things you want.
Mm-hmm.
But like if we take an example, we all want to make more money next year, right? Like that's a gimme. And we all want to make more money doing what we love, right? So when Greg and I were talking about this, Greg wants to do more graphic work, right? So there's going to be a goal of making more money doing that, isn't there, Greg? Isn't there?
Yeah. For me, trying to transition into the majority of my work has always been web design and web development, but I do enjoy a different aspect of what I do, which is more of the web design is included in that, but more of the design related stuff. So I'm trying to get more into the print design and graphic design stuff. So, yeah, because I do enjoy it a lot more.
So knowing that, I mean, I was sitting down with a woman yesterday, and of course she wants to make more money next year. And I said, okay, well, that seems like a goal. But now you have to write down how you can make money. Like, what are 10 different ways? So I mean, it's a lot of work. This planning, it does take work and time, right? And the hardest part, I think, is when we create new goals for new things, we don't necessarily know how to do it, right? Like, I pick goals like that I'm fearful of, like I am scared to do, right? So I was scared to do a webinar last year, so I made sure I did it like last year. But for some reason, so I'll pick those goals. I didn't achieve some of my goals. Sash is saying that she doesn't set goals because it doesn't get them achieved. It's not her way. Everything is charted. That sounds like, people use different words. Goals, business planning, right? It's just about creating a skeleton plan of how you're going to get to. So you pick your goals. You maybe categorize them, I think, right, into personal. Like we have different categories of home and hobbies because we love that stuff. And then business goals, and that's where most of our goals really lie, right? In marketing, like building your email list up. That's one of our goals for next year because we don't have one. So, and then you break it down and can break it down into quadrants
Mm-hmm.
or you can do that, write down the 10 things that'll get you to achieve this goal, right? And kind of, if you overplan, sometimes things, life gets in the way, right?
Yeah.
So how do you determine your goals, Greg? How do you guys online, how do you guys out there, how do you determine what goals? Sash, like when you chart stuff, what are you charting? Tell us. Anyway, Greg, answer the question. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to look at your business and you're going to think about the things that you want to accomplish. Like we were talking about, for me, I want to transition more from doing web design and web development into graphic design and digital marketing stuff. So, I mean, you would set that. I would look at my business and the things that I want to happen, and then come up with the goals to make those things happen, or to get to where I want to be. And so it would be the same for anybody. They're going to be looking at their business, and they're going to be looking at what they're doing personally, and think, this is what I want to be doing, or this is where I want to be. And then knowing where they want to be, they can start identifying the goals or the steps that they need to get there, and set that ultimate goal to achieve that.
Right. So, yeah, it sounds like this is where project management starts to step in. Sash is saying SMART goals. Yes, we got some SMART goals. SMART is really a great goal strategy. I find that people throw out the SMART acronym all the time. The only thing I really dig about the SMART acronym is that it's measurable, of course, and that you put a time on it, right? And then you get into project management. I think Sash mentioned Asana here. We use Trello and Scrum for Trello. I don't know if you guys know about that, but that has really been huge game changer for us, because as we build our boat of our marketing agency, man, it's a lot. So each different project gets a board. So that's how we're doing it. But I think it's, just pulling things out of you, right? Taking that time. I think planning. So they say, I heard two stats, 2% and 10% of people create goals. So are you guys going to be one of those people next year? Greg is now, because I'm so excited. Right. And I don't know. I think, another thing to mention is, so how was your last year? So you can do a bit of reflection on this stuff, but there's a thing about, what do you not want to do that you did last year? So I think creating goals, you also have to figure out what you don't want. And like for instance, Greg knows he wants more of this work and not more of this work. So what about you guys? Like, are there things you don't want? Because knowing what you don't want is, it's easier to discover that stuff than knowing what you want, I find.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But yeah, I mean, goal setting can be a breeze, and I think it gets you revved for your whole next year, because when you achieve those things, oh my God, do you need to celebrate, right? Like, Greg, how do you celebrate? Do you celebrate your wins, like when you get a new client, or?
Not really.
No.
I mean, to myself, I guess I'm like, woohoo, got a new client. But I'm a freelancer. Yeah, at least you have fail in there. You could go turn around and high five or something. But no, I mean, I pat myself on the back. New client, get to work. Doing whatever it is I need to do for them.
I'll pat you on the back.
My wins more are, hearing, completing the project for them, having them happy, 100% happy with whatever it was that I did for them. And in marketing terms, hearing the stories of their wins versus my wins.
That kind of brings us to when we ask our clients questions about their goals, right? Ben is saying he no longer wants to do sales, Good point, Ben. I was there. I still now do sales, and I like it a lot more when I'm my own boss. Because I think as a business owner, you have to do it all, right? Sales, marketing, and admin. And I find that we're just strong in one or the other. Like, we're strong in different ones. I love marketing, and I'm pretty good at sales. I mean, I could always do better. But admin, like accounting, I'm a natural salesperson. That accounting stuff is not my... I think Greg's better at accounting. Except, you don't know this, but if you look behind Greg's computer, stacks of bill stuff, man.
No, it's not bills. They're just
Paperwork.
mail that I just haven't sorted and filed away.
Right? So
Mostly statements.
those statements. Yes. Okay, so Greg, other strategies and are you going to set some personal goals this year? Are you guys going to set some personal goals? I have some health goals I need to achieve because being a freelancer or agency owner, some things that get missed are you work too hard and you don't take care of yourself. You drink lots of coffee. You're not going to the gym. There's no meditation. It's all run. And it's the end of the year. So I realized just yesterday, I was like, you know what? I create my own life and my own lifestyle. And yet I am struggling to live the lifestyle I want and have those checkpoints, like taking my dog for an hour walk in the morning and things like this that I love to do. But because business gets in the way, it can get overwhelming quick. And I know it's the end of the year, so I know everybody's feeling this. I got to go shopping and I got to do all these extra things for people. And so it's hard. It's hard to take that time.
Yeah.
But so planning for a day. So goal setting, I find, takes like a day. You want a solid day of being like, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is how I'm going to achieve. And then you got to put it in the calendar. And Sasha, I know she's a big calendar person. I don't know if she's still here. But so when you guys create goals this year and you write them down, you got to use a project management system, and then you got to plan out your time, right? Right, Greg?
Absolutely.
Ben is saying he loves talking and networking with people. Yes, and that can build your business for sure online, right? I've seen some traction on doing lives every week. Greg, have you?
Yeah.
He's got a new best friend.
More people know me.
Right? And you're good to know, my friend. You're good to know.
Sure.
Right? So are you going to set any other goals?
Maybe.
Right? Well, you went on a trip. I want to travel more. And I need to write down places I want to go. I bought a bottle of wine last night that was from Tuscany because I was like, oh, I want to go there. Right?
Yeah.
So those SMART goals, Greg, I'm sure you've heard the acronym.
Yep.
What do you think of those? What is it? What are the SMART goals? What's the acronym stand for? I know it's obtainable, achievable, time sensitive, reasonable. Like, I don't think you should set a goal of I'm going to make $10 million if you're only making like 500.
No, absolutely. And I would say that smaller goals are better. Or if you have a larger goal, set smaller goals to achieve that larger goal.
Yeah.
Don't just have one massive goal of I want to make $1 million this year type thing.
Well, you better break that down to how you do that, right?
Or well, first I need a job.
Ben is saying, SMART goals can never remember the acronym either. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just not as intuitive as it. Here we go. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. I think those words, because they're single words, are up to some interpretation, right?
Yeah.
But and I think they get thrown around. But I think if you and they do make sense, like the measurable, creating celebration tactics, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we use Scrum and Trello with our project management, because when we finish stuff, we know we finished it. Like, we've spent 2 weeks on something, smart and not smart enough, right? No, not smart enough. But I think that so building in celebrations, Greg, we're going to do that this year. I'm going to follow your goal, and I'm going to celebrate with you every step of the way, my friend.
Yeah.
You guys too online, right?
Cheer me on.
Yeah. And you're going to cheer me on. I mean, I got to grow that email list. That's a big one for me because I find it a big stumbling block. So let's all list out some of our goals. It sounds like, yeah, Cody, what's a goal? Ben, what's a goal? Like, Greg's got a goal, personal and business, right? We are marketing. We are talking marketing. Greg, you got a marketing goal for next year?
Haven't set one yet.
Hmm.
Like I said at the beginning, you've put me on the goal train, so I don't have anything set right now, but I will consider goals to set.
Nice. There's the other thing also. Now, if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, you work alone. One thing is if you have a partner, you do a pitch and catch thing, right? Of ideas. Like, and because you're going to set personal goals as well, you can brainstorm with Jamie and, so you can figure out what's really obtainable for you and like what's smart enough, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Ben, for that. That's awesome. Smart enough goals. So, and also measuring them. Now, this is a big one, Greg. So it's hard to measure goals without, so then then we're talking about key performance indicators, right? Because you can measure like by the end of next year, did I get more work, right? Did I get more of this work? But that's an outcome. But if you measure other things like how many people did I pitch or how many people did I reach out to, how many people did I talk to on a weekly basis, then you can celebrate setting a goal of, I'll talk to 10 people this week about their graphics, right? And celebrating that kind of win will get you to your mark, but you'll get to celebrate along the way. What do you guys think of that?
I think so. You're going to want to keep track of whatever it is your goal that you've set. So, for instance, if you set monthly sales targets, you're obviously going to want to do your month end and see where you ended up. But even more than that, you don't want to just set a monthly a sales target. You want to break that monthly goal down into how many services do I need to sell to meet that target. And through the month, you'll be able to look and say, okay, well, I sold this many of this many of this service, and it equals whatever. So through the month, you can see your progression getting to your monthly target. And doing that, obviously, when you review that each week for the 4 weeks, by the second week, halfway point, you might say, like, I'm not even halfway to my sales goal. I need to start, selling more of these items. So in that third, fourth week push, you're pushing yourself to get yourself out there and get those services sold to get to that target. So it's a whole process, and you need to be able to see where you're at and have defined where you want to go.
Yeah, and I think it gives you, I don't think goals are set in stone. And I don't think the achievements are set in stone. I think, if all of a sudden you don't like doing, say, graphic design anymore, or like Ben, maybe you don't want your Bing certificate because Google's where it's at. Just saying, buddy, just saying. But yeah, like, so reflecting on those and adjusting, right? Like, say you have this, I'm going to reach out to 100 people every week, and by the second week you're like, oh my God, 50 people got back to me. I can't reach out to 100 more people. And so you got to look at that sort of stuff, but measuring, yes, I think it's so important. And the other thing that gets in the way is the whirlwind. So I live by this 80-20 rule now in most of my life, which is 20% of your clients are going to be the highest paying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in life, 80% of your life is going to be controlled by the whirlwind. Things come at you that you have to deal with, and time is elastic and expandable. For instance, if you have a flood you will divert your attention to deal with that while still getting your things done. But if you make some non-negotiables in your life that you spend 20% of your time focused on this goal achievement, and you use a project management system, that's where it's going to change the game, right? Because I watch people all the time that, the whirlwind gets in the way. We have family, we have friends, we have tragedy, we have exciting things, people getting married and Christmas, to deal with. And like, if you don't take that time for yourself, what do they say? And I get confused about this, the work on your business, not in your business, kind of thing. I think now somebody needs to explain that a little better to me, because I'm always working on and in, and I get confused on where that line is, right? So has this helped you guys today? Do you find that you're going to take some time and do a strategy of brainstorming and then taking that one goal and then breaking it down about how you'll achieve it in a time-sensitive manner and with project management? Pop a comment in the comments saying, yeah, totally doing it, because we're going to talk about this all year. And, I love commitments. Ben says, yeah, create revenue for your company. Yes. Okay. Ben is saying yes, it creates revenue for your company. So Greg, you have a goal set, and it sounds like you're going to make some travel plans. Maybe another cruise you can plan, right? Right?
I don't know. Maybe.
We're getting thanked for our good energy. I think he's talking about me, man.
Yeah, because I don't have time to read today.
No, you know what? I will tell you, I was feeling down the last couple days, which isn't usual for me. And I just got sprung back up. Jessica is here. Hey, babe. Send us some love. She's late, but she's here. Yeah, we love you, buddy. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for the love. We're talking goals. You should catch the replay. It's awesome sauce. But Greg, you got some good energy. And I have to say, having this group and having you guys and Greg, I will tell you, bring me up. Greg is a logical person. So when I go off the rails behind the scenes, I'm like, I can't believe my client's asking me to do this. Greg's like, you know what? I just don't care anymore. And it's really helpful. It gets me off that spinning wheel of crazy and to be like, oh yeah. So I think getting a buddy for next year is also a big deal. Accountability buddy is helpful. So maybe we'll help people out with that. But as we're getting closer, we got 2 minutes. We got to close this out, Greg. Jessica, list out your goals, one of them for next year. We want to know, everybody else too. We're going to come back in here. Lynn, you too. Robert, you too. And we're going to come back here and we're going to drill into these goals and we're going to help each other succeed next year. But time is running out. And it's like I'm long in the word. You know how long you can have long in the tooth?
Yes.
I could talk forever, man. So, on that note, Greg, where can people find you?
They can find me at my website, original72.com, and they can engage with me in the Cyberpunk Geeks Facebook group.
Right, and Greg's going to list his goal out today. He's going to get in there and make a comment, aren't you, Greg? He's like,
no.
Right, okay.
I'm a little busy today.
Right? End of year. It's a little slammed. I got 3 presentations to come up with by the end of the week. Super fun. It gets busier, people, as you grow your business. Right, Greg?
This whole WordPress 5.0 thing is not dropping at the right time.
Right? Christmas time. Not a smart idea. I got to deal with that too. Man. And I'm Pip. You can find me at Seymour Digital Media or inside the group. It's, I do the socials day, so I'll be in there chatting it up. But, next week, Greg, let's talk about next week's topic. Do you remember what it is?
No.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, is it the year in review?
It is. Okay. It is, yes. Hold on. Let me get it so I can be really concise. But it is, drum roll. I know, super excited. Wait for it. Predictions for next year. Super exciting. So after predictions, we're doing reflections. We have now listed out what we do each week because we plan people, we're planners. But predictions, bring your prediction hats because we want to know what you think. Super exciting and super fun to do. And I know other people are going to be doing it. So keep your ears open for what others are saying. Check out your favorite people you follow. Bring to the table what they're saying because we want to know. We all follow different people. Yeah. And I think that's it for today, Greg.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you coming and making this way more fun. We appreciate your energy too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a great day.